excited for this. We have a Lamborghini Huracan. Lamborghini with 1250 horsepower. For me, this car is really special because I met the owner here in this parking lot when we were testing with his previous car, and he said to me, well, I watch a lot of your videos and I am going to build a very fast car. Just give me your number and I'll send you a message when it's ready. Well, today is that day. So we have a Lamborghini Huracan Performance. That means we have the top-notch, top-spec V10 engine. So that's either the Performance, the Huracan Evo, or the STO. Then you have the most powerful unit, 640 horsepower as standard. And I don't have to tell you that when you put 2 turbos on that engine, crazy stuff happens, and I'll show you. So it's orange, which is such a cool color, and the fun fact is that this is the fastest car in the Netherlands, and it's orange, so that's really cool. Orange brake calipers, of course the big ceramic brakes, the ALA system that also helps reduce drag, so that also makes it faster than a stock Huracan. And let's just have a look at the main subject of today, which is that V10 engine. So here it is, a 5.2 liter V10 tuning and RS engineers, and they have made a piece of art. It also looks like a piece of art. I mean, wow. The orange details with the black. Tuning has been done by Rob Tune. It is a Motec ECU, and Rob is the king of tuning cars with that ECU. And to get all the necessary fuel, this has 2 Bugatti Veyron fuel pumps. How awesome is that? So it has 2 Garrett GT35X Gen 2 turbos. I mean, to me that sounds like a fax machine, but it makes it the craziest thing I've ever had on AutoTopNL. In 13 years and, you know, over 2,000 cars, this is the craziest one. We're just going to drive because that's what needs to be done here. So I'm doing the review today because this is the interior. We have the optional Performance carbon fiber seats, which are horrible. They are so uncomfortable. They look absolutely awesome, pieces of art again, but the seating position is just horrible. And yeah, it's not a very nice. What is that doing here? That's gross. The seating position is not very nice because you have a very aggressive roofline of the Huracan, and that's why I don't fit in here, but Max really doesn't fit in here. So that's why I am doing the review today. So let's start it up. Let's go for a drive. So we have 3 different stages of power. We have Strada, which is about 850 to 900 horsepower, Sport 1100 horsepower, and then Corsa 1250 horsepower. Okay, let's go for the speedo cam and let's see what it's like with 850 horsepower, which is already a bizarre amount of power for such a small and light supercar. Okay, so watch this. I'm going to overtake these cars with 850 horsepower. Let's go. Wow, that is already so impressive. turbo pressures with 850 horsepower, they are not really all that high. They're just like puffing a bit. That's it. You can see the turbo pressure right there. It's a little gauge, really subtle little gauge right there. You don't want these big clusters in your Lambo, of course. That's for Supras. Okay, now let's give Sport a try. That's 1100 horsepower with a big kick down, I guess. Wow! Jesus Christ! That is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Man, I am just blown away by this car. It's so approachable. I mean, 1100 horsepower. We've had 9FFs with the same amount of power, the same amount of performance, but it's so easy to do this. It's just the stock gearbox which handles all the power, and it won't surprise you, you know. It's really predictable, approachable. You can just floor it and the car just does everything for you. Now you could also do this with the STO, but the benefit of the Performance is that it's four-wheel drive and the STO is rear-wheel drive, so that's going to be a challenge with 1100 horsepower. It's not with this Performance, so yeah, really go for the Huracan Evo, which also has four-wheel drive, or this Performance if you're going to do stuff like this. Alright guys, I think it's time. I do want it to cool down in between runs. I'm not going to push it and push it and push it. So we're just going to do a few runs. We are going to do the third run in Corsa mode, 1250 horsepower. Now I have to press M, so it's semi-manual. I have to downshift myself. The upshift will be done by the car. Let's go for third. Here we go, guys. Watch this. With the speed, and I'm quite an experienced driver when it comes to performance cars. Absolutely insane. This car is faster than a Bugatti Chiron. That car does about 3.4 seconds 100 to 200. This 3.2 something. Go check it out in the list. It's ridiculous. It's the second fastest car we've ever had. There has been a Lamborghini Gallardo twin turbo Dallas Performance, but that was on the racetrack and it's not with us driving. So yeah, true AutoTopNL cars, this is the fastest. Man, I am absolutely blown away. 200 to 300 performance, go check it out. 200 to 250, something like 2.5, 2.6 seconds. Can you imagine how fast that is? My BMW M3, 700 horsepower, is doing 5 and a bit, and I'm absolutely blown away by that performance too. And this is just twice as fast. Can you imagine that? Twice. This car, man, it is unbelievable. It handles like a dream. It hasn't surprised me, not even once today. It's so easy to drive. The guys that have built this car have done a piece of magic. It's like a factory car. I'm not exaggerating. It really does feel like a factory car, because there are no like little glitches and hitches. You would expect them to be there, but they are just not. It's buttery smooth. It runs like a dream. For me, this is the most impressive car I've ever driven. Oh, those turbos sound absolutely ridiculous. Jesus Christ. Okay guys, I'm going to do one more run and then I'm going to stop. Third gear, here we go. Final run! My home run! I also love the fact that these turbos don't ruin the high revving engine, the character of that high revving engine. It's a match made in heaven, and it's 10 out of 10 for this car. It's the most impressive thing I have ever driven. It's unreal. So guys, thank you for watching this POV review.